And hello, everyone, and welcome in to the Franklin Park Ice Arena here in Franklin Park, Illinois, where this morning and this afternoon we have a doubleheader of hockey coming your way on the NIHL Game of the Week on the NIHL TV network, powered by Stream Sports Midwest. This is Eric Willowite along with my partner Aaron Schellen. And Aaron, our first game gets us the St. Louis Lady Cyclones girls 14U taking on the Franklin Park Panthers girls 14U here, and in a girls tier 2 matchup. So get a couple girls games today. We've been kind of doing them off and on here, but we got a pair of girls games to do this morning and this afternoon in Franklin Park.
Yeah, looking forward to it. The girls taking center stage this morning and this afternoon. We've got 14 and under action now, and then 19U following. That's again Franklin Park against the Chicago Hawks. So looking forward to watching what these girls can do this morning and this afternoon.
That's right. So let's get into some of the specifics for the first game here. The Franklin Park Panthers, they are in second place in the girls Tier 2 14 and under division. They come in with 4 games played, 3 wins, 1 loss, 6 points, 12 goals scored, 6 against. We're a +6. And the Lady Cyclones come in 5th place. They've played 6 games so far. They're 1-4-1 on the season, good for 3 points. Having a little bit of trouble putting the puck in the net. They've only scored 6 goals over 6 games, letting in 17 for a -11. As far as the last games played for these two teams, let's go with the Lady Cyclones. They played, Lady Cyclones played the Vipers last night. I don't have a score updated on that one. Their game before that, however, the Vipers beat the Cyclones on the 10th. The first game 2-0, so they played a pair of games yesterday against the Vipers, did the Lady Cyclones.
Yeah, you see that a lot, right, with these teams coming up from St. Louis or coming in from Iowa or South Bend or whatever. They'll typically play 2 games in a day or 3 games over a span of 2 games or something like that.
And then I have Franklin Park. The Panthers defeated the Hawks yesterday by a score of 5-2. That game was here at the Franklin Park main arena. So the Panthers coming off a win, and the Cyclones earlier on Friday had a loss. We don't know if they lost that evening game against the Vipers. All right, horn sounds, so we'll get ready for play here shortly. I'll get a read, Aaron, at the next intermission. I know everyone is anxiously awaiting that at home. As far as goaltenders are concerned, I have 1 goalkeeper listed for the Lady Cyclones. That's Parker DeNoyer. Should be number 0. And for the Panthers, there is 1 goalie.
Makes it easy for us.
I believe that's 31. And 31 would be, Luciana Pilati.
Yeah, and we will say that we are going to do our best with pronunciations. We rely on the teams to make sure that we get the names right. And we don't have pronunciation guides for either of the teams. So most of them look pretty self-explanatory. But if we butcher one of your children's names, please don't hesitate to tell us in the chat. We'll catch it and we will get it right.
Well, tell Aaron. Don't tell me.
Yeah, tell Aaron.
Yeah, if Aaron does it, you can butcher and, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, the Lady Cyclones in their dark jerseys with lime green trim on that stands out. That looks really nice. Large size numbers. I like that. And for the host Panthers, Franklin Park, in their home white with black and red trim. They got nice size numbers on their jerseys as well, so we're getting ready for this 14U matchup. They're jamming out to some AC/DC before the game here. I approve.
Hopefully you can't hear it at home, because the last thing we want is for YouTube to ding us and say we can't play this video.
That's right. That's right. Had a little bit of that happen yesterday, but that was yesterday. We're set up and fired up and ready to go here. The Lady Cyclones and the Panthers. 14U matchup, and the draw goes into the centering attempt that was immediately pushed to the side by DeNoyer. Now it's going to go into the near corner. Panthers keep the puck in. 2-player battle there. And now a second Panther joins the fray. And a second Cyclone. So, all right, so we already have a conference going on there in the
a scrum
corner.
in the corner.
Dug out backhanded. Nice attempt there. I believe that was Madison Straukas who dug that puck out of the near corner and then fired a backhander. And now that puck goes behind the net. Circling, shot attempt.
Ooh.
Nice save made there by DeNoyer. I got an early nickname.
Yeah, that was quite a play, or quite an opportunity for the Panthers there. Right down deep, just couldn't tuck it in that far post.
Straukas dug it out of the far corner, but then the Cyclones try and push it up along the far boards, get it outside the zone, unable to do so. A backhanded centering attempt from Kalen Solis did not get through. Now that one gets on net, and a nifty save made there by Parker DeNoyer.
Yeah, Lucy Farley from in between the faceoff dots she had to twist her body around because it was on the wrong side of her stick, but she was still able to get a lot on that shot. And DeNoyer covers up and gloves it down for a whistle. So she's seen a lot of action here in the first couple of minutes.
Face off to her right. On net, she sticks it aside.
She's very confident with that stick work, Eric. That's now the third or fourth time she's just sort of sticked the puck out of trouble.
I think the next thing will be just kind of guide it with purpose. You know, like that last one, she sticked out of harm's way, but it went right to a Panthers player. So you want to just be a little more directional with those.
Right, just like with the pad saves. You want those pad saves going where you want them.
Everything's been to our left here in the early going as the Panthers have been putting on the pressure inside the Cyclone zone. Another centering attempt. That's going to go between the circles, but not out. Now circling back. Shinsako kept in along the far boards once more. Cyclones just can't get that puck outside of the zone, and then it's rung down to the far corner once more. Tracking after it will be Rhea Klein. Klein tries to move it forward. Kept in there nicely, but no, we got a tripping penalty.
And it was at a weird time, so it didn't look like anybody had possession of the puck, but this is going to allow the Cyclones to get out of their own zone for the first time in about 2.5 minutes here. Is a penalty being called on Franklin Park. So Lady Cyclones have been on the defense for the first couple of minutes, and they're going to have a power play to show for it.
Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate for the Panthers. You've been dominating in zone time, but then you take an offensive zone penalty.
Yeah.
So that'll be Miyoko Shinsako in the box there for 2 minutes. The draw taken by the Panthers. They try and throw it up along the far boards. It squirts out, and we're going to have a breakout here for the Panthers. Nice play interrupted there. Skating in, that was Rihanna Doshi.
Yeah, Eric, you bring up a good point. Those offensive zone penalties are a killer, but even more so here when you factor in that the Panthers had dominated the first 3 minutes of this first period. The entire possession, as you mentioned, was down to our left. And, I mean, they're still maintaining possession even though they're a skater down, but you don't want to give any momentum to the other team.
And the puck finally gets outside to the neutral zone. When it's thrown back, here's Stevens for the Cyclones. That puck goes into the near corner behind the goal line. Panthers pick up the loose change along the near boards, and they're going to try and carry it out. Cyclones have numbers for the moment, keeping the puck inside the zone. Swatting at it was Marietta. Now check that. That's Mofty, who was keeping it in the zone at the near point.
And Stevens had Camille Luger wide open on the left, and she attempted the shot that went wide.
Errant pass from Mofty. The Panthers will dig that one up. Shot attempt, however, goes behind the net and over to the near boards. 28 seconds remaining on the power play. 9:06 to go here in the first period. We are scoreless. Power play time for the Cyclones. Now Panthers carry possession inside the zone. It's Kalen Solis. Over to the far boards, going to be dug out there by Kennedy Sullivan. Still inside the Cyclone zone as the penalty has expired. Both teams back at full strength.
A good kill by the Panthers there, and they really just did it with puck possession.
Whatever it takes.
Yep.
Puck now out to center ice. That one whipped back in there by Callahan, Elsie Callahan. Cyclones can't get the puck outside the zone. Camille Luger throws it over to the far boards. Then it's going to roll over to the net and picked back up by the Cyclones. Now skating into center ice. Inside the zone. On net, shot, save, made, rebound. Sticked away. What a great save there by Pilati, Luciana Pilati, on that offensive rush.
Yeah, Luisa Marietta, she fired that one. She got in tight and got all of it. Beautiful save. Really first opportunity to make a save here for Pilati.
She looked really comfortable going down with that puck, too, in terms of knowing what she wanted to do with it, Aaron.
Yeah.
So it's something to keep an eye on there. 16 for the Cyclones. See if she has any more opportunities throughout this game. I'm sure she will. 7:14 to go in the first period. No score. Up ice here. Sullivan dumps it in the zone, man. She had a burst of steam coming up the middle.
And she had to elude a hit from Ella Conley, who had her kind of lined up. And you're not going to see any big checks, but that definitely can knock you off your balance.
Now inside the zone, starting to see the Cyclones gaining their offensive legs here a little bit as they're getting some time inside the Panthers zone. Still want to get more pucks on the net, and keeping it inside the zone was Klein. Then Stevens will throw it into the far corner. There's a race for the puck. Going to get there first, however, is Lucy Farley.
It makes sense, Eric, that the Cyclones kind of came out of the gate a little bit sluggish coming from, I know they played yesterday, but a lot of hockey over the span of a couple of days. You know, they're in their third game in 24 hours here, and
right.
It takes a little while to kind of get those legs moving.
Yeah, you played a morning game and you play an evening game on Saturday,
yep.
And then you have a game. I don't know if they have another game today as well or if this is it, but the old Peoria rule gets these teams playing multiple games when they make their trip up north. Draw at center ice. That one's going to be backhanded into the Cyclone zone by Casey Udy. Cyclones get it back inside Panthers territory. Thrown over to the near boards. That's backhanded out to center ice. Now behind the net, Uday will take it, throw it over to the far boards. And behind the net go the Panthers. Here's Callahan. Trying to get a streaking Panther on the far side.
I think she was looking for Shinsako over there on the far side. She got her jersey tucked, though.
Yeah.
Hard to tell.
She didn't have it tucked before, but now she does, so. Up along the near boards. Uday keeps it in, as did Strakas. Both of them did a nice job there. And a nice save made by Denoyer. I'm going to start calling her the Denier. Parker, the Denier, Denoyer.
I like it. Make that stick.
We'll see. Maybe she's already been coined that, but if not, I'll take full credit.
There you go.
Face off to the right of Denoyer. Cyclones win the draw, get it up along the near board, still inside the zone between the circles, backhanded, but then push forward. And out on the play go the Cyclones. Good pressure there being put down. That was Rhea Klein putting the pressure. Then she falls down behind the goal line. Back on her skates. Panthers go the other way. Farley. They have a 2-on-1. Shot sticked away by Denoyer.
Now Lucy got all of that one. That's the second time she's unloaded a slap shot. Good stick save by Denoyer again.
Oh, and that one thrown from the far point by Gianosa. And then it was swept past the crease of Denoyer into the near corner. Cyclones get the puck outside the zone. Stevens will dump it inside the zone. Tracking after that will be Gianosa for the Panthers. Takes it behind her net. Backhanded. Stevens got a piece of it, but falling down, tried to get it on net.
Yeah, she was going the wrong direction. She tried to stop herself and get that shot, but her momentum just took her over.
And now tracking back after the puck will be Rhea Klein. As Denoyer taps the puck over to Klein. Klein will take it over along the near boards. We're down to 3:44 remaining here in the first period. We are still scoreless as Callahan carries that puck in. And thrown back down.
I like what I'm seeing, really, Eric, from both teams in terms of decision making. We're seeing
shot save. What a save by Denoyer.
Yeah, we're seeing a great save by Denoyer, but we're seeing good decisions being made. We're not seeing players turn around and fire the puck down the ice or throw it into a blind spot. You know, they're looking for their teammates and making smart plays.
Now Callahan throws that one towards the net, but it goes wide of the near post. Panthers putting the pressure on again inside Cyclones territory as we're now under 3 minutes remaining here in the first. Between the circles, both defensemen pinched in to go after it, thrown on net, and Denoyer thinks this is a good opportunity to freeze the puck and hold on for a faceoff.
Yeah, and I think the wrong defenseman took that puck because you had one on the backhand, one on the forehand,
right,
and the defenseman was coming from the far side of the ice, played it forward with her backhand. If that other defenseman's able to play it, maybe able to get a little bit more on that shot from the point.
That's an excellent point. You know, the handedness of the player. As you can see, though, they're both aggressive in wanting to keep the offensive push going.
Well, they kept the puck in the offensive zone for the first 4 minutes of the game doing that.
They did. Inside the zone, battling there was Sydney Corcoran, trying to get that puck on net, and that one does come on net. Sort of casually steered aside there by Luciana Pilati. She hasn't seen a whole bunch of action.
Yeah, the one save she made was on a partial breakaway.
That one thrown on net. Good idea there by Camille Luger, but Pilati will hold that one for a face-off to her right.
Yeah, Pilati got really deep in her net covering that up, Eric. By the time she had her glove on the puck, half of her body was in the goal. So you need to come out a little bit further to give yourself a little bit more wiggle room, a little more breathing room in case that puck does squirt past you.
Panthers take possession of the draw. They're going to carry it out to center ice, and they'll push that puck ahead to Elsie Callahan. Callahan. Oh, nice pass over there to Straukas. She got a shot off. Puck is loose. Callahan flips it, but it gets deflected over to the far boards.
We saw Denoyer that time, Eric, with that right pad, direct the puck exactly where she wanted it, into that near corner. That's what you were talking about earlier.
Yep. Over to the near boards. Trying to chip it out, but that's kept in there by Casey Udy. I'll have to see if I'm getting any feedback from pronunciations.
Nothing yet. So far, you're on point. At least if you've made a mistake, no one wants to tell you.
Now puck kicked to the far boards. Backhanded up ice by Sullivan, Kennedy Sullivan. And then sticked ahead by Sullivan, or kicked ahead. And then it's knocked back to the neutral zone. That puck eludes Alyssa Kovacs, so she'll throw it over to the near boards. Straukas tries to throw it back. There's Conley inside the zone, pushed from behind. She goes down. Cyclones throw it over to the near corner. They don't have anyone there at the moment. And Elsie Callahan will dig that puck out and put it up to center ice. Deflected back in the zone. Good play there. I believe that was Emma Pullum tipping it in the zone as she heads off for a change. Now back thrown out to center ice. We're down to 23 seconds remaining, no score. Here's Straukas, skates between the circles, fires high and wide. And that one goes into the netting with 16.8 seconds remaining. We are still scoreless.
Yes, she got underneath that one, to say the least, and fired it up into the netting. But not a bad idea trying to go top shelf, right at the end of the period. Just got underneath it a little bit.
Out to center, Stevens. Overskates it, and then tries to get it back. Stevens had it for a moment. Corcoran trying to keep it inside the zone. We're down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And that'll do it here in the first period. A scoreless first period, not for a lack of chances by the Panthers. Cyclones had a couple opportunities, one of a breakout variety, but otherwise we are scoreless as we head into the second period.
Yeah, the Panthers really dominated the first about 3 or 4 minutes of the game, kept the puck in the Cyclones off defensive end for really the entirety of that first 3 or 4 minutes. Once the Cyclones had their power play and it was killed off by Franklin Park, we saw a little bit more balance in the game, still better offensive opportunities for the Panthers in that first period, but the Cyclones probably had one of the best chances in that period on that partial breakaway by Marietta, not able to finish, but an entertaining start to a couple of hockey games today here in Franklin Park.
That indeed. The Northern Illinois Hockey League is the largest youth hockey league in Illinois and one of the largest in the country. It is made up of 50 travel hockey organizations. Almost all the clubs are from Illinois, with a few from Indiana, Iowa, Missouri checking in today, and Wisconsin. This is the 53rd season of play in the Northern Illinois Hockey League. The NIHL member organizations field Tier 2 travel teams that compete in the squirt, peewee, bantam, and midget age groups defined by USA Hockey. The league also offers all girls hockey divisions each season, which is what you're seeing today. NIHL will partner with the Chicago Blackhawks to hold the league's NIHL Blackhawks tournament at the conclusion of the season. For more information about NIHL and its programs, please contact Bob Apter, NIHL president, or visit the website at nihl.info. All right.
Breathe.
Exhale. All right, both teams will change sides. The Lady Cyclones will be going right to left here in their dark jerseys with green trim, and the Panthers left to right. Their white home jerseys with black and red trim. Very sharp-looking jerseys for both squads.
Yeah, we're kind of jersey nerds.
We are. And NIHL does a great job.
Yeah,
These
really
clubs really outfit their players. You have to look good to feel good, as they say.
That's right.
Elsie Callahan backhands it over to the near boards, trying to get it out, or trying to keep it in, I should say. I remember they changed sides.
That's right.
Callahan had that one deflected, and that went to the netting behind goalkeeper Parker Denoyer,
who's been really kind of the star of the game so far, really for either team. She's had to make a dozen or so saves in that first period, some not so easy, but she's held her line and kept this thing scoreless.
Lucy Wilder-Hibbard checking in. She loved watching her granddaughter, Lucy Farley.
Well, your daughter's got a wicked slap shot, so good for her.
And sharing the same name, Lucy. That's very cool. Cyclones will clear it out to center. It's going to be tracked down by the Panthers inside their own zone, thrown back out to center ice. And then we have an offsides call against the Cyclones. 11:40 to go in the second period. We are still scoreless. Aaron, I know we didn't do the game before this, but that game was also scoreless, wasn't it?
That was a 0-0 tie. Not sure what age group I wanted. They looked 12 and under.
Might have been.
But, yeah, that was a fun game, too. It was a lot of up and down action, a bunch of breakaways, and no scoring. So we've seen some good hockey.
As the Panthers and Chiefs played to a 0-0 score, and that's where we are here in this game in period 2.
You need to check the nets, make sure they're regulation size or something here at Franklin Park.
Force field. That one thrown down from the near point by Victor Burton. And again, I apologize. I don't have pronunciations. Victor Burton.
Good glove work by Denoyer. That puck bounced up off her stick, and she was able to glove that down in some traffic for a whistle.
Faceoff will be to her right. Taking the draw will be Kayla Lapine for the Panthers. And for the Cyclones, it'll be their captain. I believe that's Emma Pullum. Trying to see if that's 58. Yes, Emma Pullum is 58. Now roll back inside Cyclones territory. Out to center. Tip back inside the zone. Tracking that one down will be Kennedy Sullivan.
That pass was just out of her reach, Eric.
That one's going to roll towards DeNoyer, but it's going to be picked up first by the Cyclones defender. Nice keep there for the moment. Potential 2-on-1, but then it's going to be pushed over into the far corner by Pullum, or near corner. Oh, yep. And a hit there. We're going to get a penalty.
Yep, that's going to be on, I believe it's 14. Is it Gianosa? Yeah, that's a big hit down in the corner. That's not allowed.
License plate on that one.
Yep, that's 14.
14, Gianosa. So Julia Gianosa heading to the box.
That's a big hit down in that near corner, and you could hear the contact up here. Yeah. So when you can hear the contact in the corners, you know it's probably a little too aggressive for youth hockey. So another opportunity on the power play for the Cyclones.
This is their second power play opportunity. They're waiting for the additional skater to actually get the one-player advantage. A winger. Here we go. Draw is going to be taken by the Panthers, thrown over to the far boards.
And I'm interested here, Eric, to see
if a breakout.
If Franklin Park, now that they have a little bit more.
Oh, and a big save made by DeNoyer. That was Straucus coming in on the shorthanded opportunity. And again, here we have the Lady Cyclones on the power play, but having trouble getting their offense going.
That's what I was going to say, Eric. Now that the game seems to have balanced out here a little bit, I'm curious what Franklin Park's, what the Cyclones power play is going to look like, but it looks very similar to what we saw in the first period.
Well, one of the things very noticeable is the speed and pursuit to the puck by the Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
As soon as the Cyclones have someone on the puck, they're being surrounded by one or two players, as Elsie Sullivan will track back to gather up that puck and throw it into the neutral zone. Now here's Straucus again, top of the near circle, between the circles, throws it on net, and it squirts in. Straucus with the shorthanded opportunity as DeNoyer tried to hug that far post, but it just got between the wickets, and a 1-0 lead for the Panthers.
Yeah, the Cyclones defense just gave Straucus too much space there, short-handed. She walked in. She had two green and black jerseys in front of her, and they just kept backing off. She kept taking the space. They kept backing off, and she took it wide, and you're right. She tucked that in, that far post, just threw it underneath the pads of DeNoyer to give the Panthers a 1-0 lead on a short-handed goal.
Short-handed goal there by Madison Straucus. We'll say about at 8:55.
Now you'd like to see the defense step up a little bit and meet her kind of at that point,
right,
and force her hand. You know, they're shorthanded, so force their hand. Force them to make a pass, make a play shorthanded, rather than just giving them space to shoot.
There's still 22 seconds on the power play for the Cyclones. Here's Straucus again.
Oh,
what
wow.
a save made on Elsie Callahan on the feed from Straucus.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah, Parker went from that far post to the near post, did the splits, and she threw that stick up and glove up and was able to make that was the save of the day so far. And she's made a couple, but that one was the best so far by Parker DeNoyer. Wow.
Parker DeNoyer, wow. Have yourself a game there. I know she let in that one goal. Oh, and that one was a tough deflection. Not sure if she got a little bit of it, but man.
A tumbling muffin is what that was.
Now deflected, spun around over to the far boards. Good defensive play there to bump the Panthers player off the puck. Oh, and then
yep, there's going to be a tripping penalty
call there. Yep. So the
100%
Cyclones will go back on the power play as that stick got underneath the skate of the Cyclones player, and we're going to have another penalty.
Yeah, accidental. I mean, obviously there was nothing intentional there. I believe this at number 16, Casey Uday. Is that who
It
I
might
saw
be.
go into the box again? Jersey tucked, and they have the Panthers have all the numbers in the teens represented on their roster, so it's hard to tell. But I believe that was number 16, Casey Uday, and again, nothing intentional about it. Playing the puck,
Right.
just got her stick in between the skates and puts the Cyclones back on the power play.
Offensive zone draw here for Corcoran and the Cyclones. They try and throw it towards the net. Then it's backhanded. Strauckas gets a piece of it and spins it outside the zone. And that might go down for icing, and it will.
You got to think. I mean, if you're Franklin Park, you've been playing some pretty good hockey here this morning, Eric, but this is the third power play for the Lady Cyclones, and you have to think at some point they're going to break through. So you got to really start to limit, if you're Franklin Park, those mistakes, because you don't want to ruin this great game you're playing by taking unnecessary penalties.
Well, winning the draw for the Cyclones is big here because at least you can get something set. However, the Panthers take the draw and they throw it over to the near boards. That's going to get out the ice. Here's Elsie Callahan, stick handles. Callahan backhands it to Strauckas. Strauckas in alone, scores!
Wow. That was gorgeous. That was absolutely gorgeous by Callahan and Strauckas on the 2-on-1. Beautiful pass. Perfect pass from Elsie Callahan onto the stick of Madison Strauckas, and she did not miss. She went 5-hole on Parker Denoyer, and Strauckas 2. Lady Cyclones nothing here so far this morning.
Madison Strauckas having a wonderful game here. That was, as you said, Aaron, the play there by Elsie Callahan to set that one up was a thing of beauty.
Yep. Strauckas gets the goal, but that was made by number 17, Elsie Callahan, with the perfect feed on the 2-on-1.
The other thing she did there, Callahan, I'm speaking of, is carrying that puck up along the near boards and then going into the inside, crisscrossing, then allowing Strauckas to go on the other side of the defender there.
Yeah.
So just a very well executed by Callahan and Strauckas.
Well,
you can tell they've been playing them for a while.
And you were talking about the speed of this Franklin Park team, and you saw it there. Elsie Callahan is someone who's really stood out on her skates here this morning. She has a lot of speed, and she's using it again right here on this back check.
Here's Strauckas looking for the hat trick, and that one goes high and wide.
Yeah, she was trying to pick top corner that time.
28 has been all over the ice. Throws it inside the Cyclone zone. It's going to bank, and it's going to be icing.
Yeah. Strauckas didn't gain the red line before throwing that one in. But, yeah, you said it. You can tell that Strauckas and Callahan have been playing together for a little while. They seem very comfortable out there with each other. And that's a huge advantage at this type of level and this type when you've played with somebody and you're comfortable with them.
Right.
You have that, innate ability to communicate and know where the person's going to be and where they like their passes and things like that.
6:50 to go here in the second period. It's a 2-0 lead now for the Panthers. Still power play time for the Cyclones. Oh, in all alone shot. What a big save made there by Pilati.
That was huge.
It was sort of a last-minute attempt there as the puck was thrown in from the far boards.
That's an opportunity, though, Eric. And we've talked in other games about late period goals and kind of what that can do for momentum. And we're midway through the second period here, but they say that the 2-0 lead in hockey is the most dangerous lead in the game. So if you're the Cyclones, you don't want this to become 3-0. You want to get that. You want to get that one goal back and put yourself in a better position as we move into the third.
That was a very, very nice save there by Luciana Pilati. Another shot on net. Steered aside a couple there.
Yeah, that second one off the stick of Camille Luger forced Pilati to make a right pad save and kick that into the corner, but that was two tough saves by Pilati.
19 seconds remaining on the power play. Out to center. Callahan will backhand that into the Cyclone zone. Here's Luger along the near boards. She's going to skate it over the blue line and dump it down low as the penalty expires. Both teams back at full strength with 5:52 to go in the second. 2-0 lead for the Panthers. Thrown in from the far point, goes behind the net. Cyclones will track it down along the near boards. Between the circles it goes. And then out the center, here's Elsie Callahan. Callahan threw it on net. He did have a player bearing down. Straucus backhands it, and it's punched in.
It went off the legs of Denoyer and in. I think that was Straucus again, Eric, down low. She just threw that puck into the crease area. I don't know if she was looking for one of her teammates or just trying to get a bounce, but a bounce is what she got. It went off the inside of the right leg of Parker Denoyer into the back of the net. So you got the natural hat trick for number 28, number 28, Madison Straucus here in about a period and a half for the Panthers.
Yeah, she's been all over the ice, as we've mentioned, and around the net as well. That's where you want to be. 3-0 lead here for the Panthers as they get a goal here later into the second period to take that 3-0 lead that Aaron was talking about. So now the Cyclones definitely in a big hole here. Thrown on the net. Doesn't get through. It's going to be kept in by Uday. Cyclones will look to push it over to the near boards. Two-player battle there. That's going to roll outside the zone. And Shinsako tried to throw it back inside the net, inside the zone, and it kicked back out. Shinsako with the two different color, I don't know if that's a brace, but she's wearing like two different color
socks. She's got a black leg and a white leg.
As is her teammate there, Isabella Islami, also doing the same thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Again, I don't know if it's like a brace over the sock. That'd be tough because you're already wearing shin pads.
Yeah.
So, but very unique looking. And that helps the announcer to know.
To identify. That's right.
If you don't have, I can't see your number clearly, at least I know you're wearing some alternate hosiery. Knocked out to the neutral zone, then it's going to roll into Cyclones territory. Tracking back after it is Rhea Klein. Klein leaves a defender behind her and carries it out. This could be a break for Rhea Klein. 2-on-0. Here's Klein coming in. Pilati makes the save. Rebound loose. And the referee blows the whistle.
Yeah, Rhea Klein, she got in a little too deep before taking that shot, Eric, on a 2-on-0. You don't want to, you don't want to take it wide. Like, you take it wide and you're cutting off half the net. You know, the problem is that the two skaters got really close to each other as they approached the goalie. You need to stay wide of each other so that goalie can only play one of you.
Now Klein, shot goes wide of the far point. That one she wasn't able to get on net, but Ray Klein doing a couple nice things there. She's unable to put the puck in the net. And then that shot steered aside by Denoyer. Kind of left that one out front a little bit, but Klein was there to pick up the loose change. Now Klein again. This could be another 2-on-1 opportunity. Rhea Klein coming in. That time she shoots and it whistles through the crease. She got down low and a little too wide, but still Rhea Klein very noticeable on these last couple shifts, Aaron.
Yeah, on that one, I would have liked to have seen her pass it. She took that puck wide, got in deep. The two forwards stayed wide of each other that time.
Right.
And if she had passed it and that pass had been completed, they could have been looking at a wide open net. So I know it's hard. I know it's hard to kind of think on your feet like that on a 2-on-0.
Right.
But yeah, I would have liked to have seen a pass on that last opportunity.
So something here maybe the Cyclones can build off of as that goes between the circles. Flip high. Oh, just wide.
I don't think Pilati saw that. She didn't react until that was whistling past her.
I think she heard the sound behind her. Now that one's going to be thrown into the zone. Not sure if it's going to have enough for icing. No, they're going to wave it off. It's going to have to be played there. So Cyclones getting a couple, 2-3 chances here. And now here they go the other way. This could be a 3-on-1. Pass the puck. No, that was a definite passing opportunity, and then they got an offsides.
Yeah, and you could see, is that Pullum, number 58? Yeah, you can see she just kind of banged her stick on the ice. You make that pass, keeps her head up, make that pass in the neutral zone to one of your teammates, and you got a clean either another 2-on-0 or a clean 3-on-1 break in there.
Yeah, Kennedy Sullivan was open on the left wing, and that would have been the opportunity there. And then barreled towards the net, but she carried it in, and then there was an offsides play there. So, but still, they're getting some opportunities here, and whether it be the Panthers pinching in a little bit too much here, but you've seen 3 breakouts at the point. Now here's another 2-on-1 opportunity. Here come the Cyclones in. Flipped on that. Pilati makes the save. Not a whole lot on it, but a good opportunity nonetheless for the Cyclones.
Yeah, it was Camille Luger again. We've called her name a few times. She's had a handful of opportunities here, and that time she had to go backhand onto her forehand, and by that point she had a white jersey bearing down on her. So instead of taking another stride or two, she felt it would be best to put that puck on net. So again, I mean, you said it. I mean, we're starting to see some offense here for the Cyclones here at the end of the second period. See if they can get on the board and try to get this thing a little bit closer before we go to that third.
Well, the other thing, though, is they're all breakout opportunities because of how deep. Now, here's Elsie Callahan. Callahan skating in with some speed. Shoots! And it's steered aside. Nice save by Denoyer. Callahan. Flip shot goes behind the net as Straucus was knocked down in front of the net. Now Rhea Klein will chase after it for the Cyclones. It's going to be kept in by Straucus, throws it behind the goal line. Cyclones will have to gather that puck up. That is Alyssa Kovac. Now Sullivan out to center. Straucus will pick it up and backhands it over. Went to Solis initially, then knocked back outside the zone. Dumped back in by Uday. Rhea Klein will pick it up for the Cyclones. Tries to put it between a player's legs. She does. I learned in soccer that's called a nutmeg, Aaron.
Yes, it is.
I just learned that this year because
Really?
I try and avoid soccer terms.
You didn't know that was called a nutmeg?
I did not know.
No.
I was educated by my assistant SID, who's a big soccer fan and player herself. Puck out to center ice. Uday will pick it up, throw it out to the neutral zone. Kovac, cross ice pass. Cyclones will chip it into the near corner. Kovac tries to keep it in, but it hops over her stick. Now here's Straucus over to Solis. Goes down, shot goes behind the net. Straucus battling after it. Oh, rung it towards the net. And period winds down. Second period ends with the Panthers leading 3-0.
Yeah, good period for the Panthers. Couple of shorthanded goals, a hat trick for Madison Straucus in that second period. And it's not as if the Cyclones played poorly, especially in that second half of the second period. They were able to get a handful of opportunities on Luciana Pilati, just not able to beat her. So they're going to go into the third period here in a bit of a hole.
Chicago Blackhawks are proud to sponsor the Northern Illinois Hockey League. Hawk fans, be sure to tune into these upcoming games. On Tuesday, December 13th, the Hawks are back at the United Center. They're going to be hosting the Washington Capitals. Puck drop at 8 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. Nice late start there. Thursday, December 15th, the Vegas Golden Knights come a-calling to the United Center. 7:30 puck drop on NBC Sports Chicago. And then on Friday, the 16th, the Hawks will be up in Minneapolis to take on the Minnesota Wild. 7 o'clock puck drop. Also, this one will be on ESPN Plus and Hulu. Don't miss the Chicago Blackhawks in action. The Chicago Blackhawks are proud to announce that the Blackhawks High School Rivalry Series continues in December with the marquee matchups between both boys and girls teams from Loyola and New Trier. To see games, game dates, times, and details, head to chicagoblackhawks.com, blackhawks.com/youth hockey. All right. And a reminder, we have another game coming up at 12:30 here on the NIHL TV network. That's going to be the Hawks 19U girls team taking on the Franklin Park Panthers 19U team.
12:30-ish.
12:30-ish.
Yeah, it's not going to start at 12:30. It's going to start at 12:15.
You are correct, sir. Yeah.
Just hang out.
We'll be here.
Watch Facebook, and and we'll go live around 12:30.
Yes. Ish is probably the best way to advertise our start times.
Yes.
Like even when it's the first game
of
the rink in the day.
It always starts a couple minutes late.
Right.
Always. It's just the way it is. It's all right.
All right, both teams changing sides now. The Cyclones will be going, Lady Cyclones will be going left to right, and the Panthers right to left. Flip towards the net, but wide of the near post. Backhanded towards the net. Good idea there by the Cyclones. It squirts outside the zone.
Yeah, and if you're the Cyclones, you really just want to break this third period down into chunks, right? You're down 3-0. You want to get a goal within the first 5 minutes, then maybe a second goal in that second 5-minute period, and then kind of take your chances in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Just try and get that first one, as you mentioned. Cross-ice pass. It's going to be picked up by Lily Stevens. And now Luisa Marietta pushes it forward over to Stevens. Stevens will carry it in. Gets around a defender, throws it and hits the side of the net. And pushed forward. But kept in there by Marietta. Now outside the zone, here comes Callahan. Callahan fires a shot, steered aside by Denoyer.
Of course it's Callahan.
Yes. Centering attempt, backhand. And that one covered up.
She has been all over the ice. So Madison Straukas obviously kind of gets the glory with those 3 goals. But number 17 in white, Elsie Callahan, has had the puck on her stick almost the entire time she's been out there this morning. She's been fantastic.
Monet Bacchus checking in. Luciana is a great goalie. Go Panthers. A lot of go Panthers, go Cyclones. Go Cyclones. Watching from Lawrenceville, Georgia is Laura Alvin Burjeski.
It's a suburb of Atlanta. Welcome.
And we appreciate the comment, Mark Cook, regarding our commentary. We appreciate any feedback we get. And Aaron and I love doing these games. So we appreciate the positive feedback there.
I was going to say the positive feedback. No,
yes,
any feedback is good feedback. But yes, Eric and I love doing this, and we love watching the kids compete, all age levels. So for us, this is we love this. So hope you're enjoying it.
Out to center. That knocked away, but then carried in off sides. Well ahead of the play there were the Panthers. So the faceoff will come outside the Cyclone zone here on the near boards. Looks like Straukas will be in the dot for the Panthers. And it'll be the captain for the Cyclones, Emma Pullum. Here is Callahan behind the goal line, centering attempt. Straukas is there.
Ooh, she almost got number 4, Eric. She got her stick on it, but Denoyer was able to get her glove down on the puck.
So now you can see the 3 of them were talking there right after the play. You like to see that as Straukas is communicating with both Solis and Callahan in terms of what happened on that play, maybe what she'd like to see. Oh, backhanded, and it gets in. Guess who?
Yep, there it is again. There's that girl again, number 28. Madison Straukas has got 4 in this one.
Unbelievable. 4 goals. This one coming at 9:53 here in the third period.
And I see a little Straukas right down here to my left, a young gentleman wearing number 28 Straukas hoodie.
Nice.
Right here to my left, and he has no clue what his sister is doing out there on the ice. None whatsoever.
As you shouldn't at that age.
He's just having fun.
Here's Cal. No, check that. That's not Callahan. That is Isabella Islami. Behind the net. Ooh, fanned on it between the circles there was Islami, and now kept in by Uday at the near point. Islami will tip it down. Back to Uday. Oh, it escapes her. Now it's going to have to be tracked down. Picked up. Shot. Big save made by Pilati on the breakout from Kennedy Sullivan.
Yeah, got her glove and her pad, but nicely done by Pilati holding that near post.
You mentioned it, Aaron. It's not as if the Cyclones haven't had some chances. They have, but when they have had some of these chances, Pilati's been there to answer the bell. Luciana Pilati.
They've had some point-blank opportunities too, Eric. One right there by Sullivan, but Pilati has been fantastic, and she's gotten 4 goals from Madison Straucus to give her team a 4-0 lead, and Franklin Park's going to be shorthanded again as Isabella Islami will go to the box for a trip.
And easier said than done, but one of the things you may want to do if you have the ability to do it is probably start going high on Pilati. Anything waist down, she's definitely shown that she can steer that aside. So now you got to start thinking about going high. For the Cyclones, though, it's just a matter of just getting pucks on net at this point. You need as many as you can, trailing 4-0.
Yep. Maybe that's what it takes. I mean, they've had 4 or 5 opportunities right on the doorstep. Maybe it is that, shot from the point that hits a skate and finds its way into the back of the net that kind of gets them going here in the third.
Here's Rhea Klein. We've called her name before. She's had a few rushes, pushes it through towards the circle. And that's casually backhanded out of the zone there by Elsie Callahan. Now Ryder carries it forward. Callahan will pick up the puck and shovel it ahead. Ryder now to Stevens. Stevens stick handles. Nice poke check there by Callahan. Another player all over the ice, as we've mentioned several times, doing it both offensively and defensively. Now the Panthers will swap out a couple players here shorthanded. 47 seconds remaining on the penalty to Islami. Far boards inside Cyclones territory. The frozen puck really doesn't do much for the Cyclones. They need to dig that out and get down into the Panthers territory. Here's Pullum. Check that. That's Conley, Ella Conley. I've been mislabeling her as Emma Pullum.
58 and 68.
Yeah,
it's
Ella
easy.
Conley.
Yep. Easy to make that mistake.
I apologize to Ella, who is the captain for the Cyclones, as Rhea Klein will track that one down. Off the glass, that one rode the dasher for a little bit. Kept in at the far point by the Panthers. Penalty is over. Both teams back at full strength. We're going to get another penalty, however.
This one's going to be on the Cyclones, though.
This will be, I believe this is their first penalty.
It is, yep.
So power play time for the Panthers.
Just going to get the younger number 28 right there. That little man right there watching his sister play some hockey, or maybe not watching his sister play some hockey, maybe run around a bit and burn off some energy while his sister plays hockey.
So for this power play, Cyclones take possession. Kept in, however, at the far point, but then knocked out. Cyclones throw it to center. That one carried in offside, however. Is that a 32?
Is number 32 for Franklin Park. We don't have a 32 on our roster, so we apologize for that. We'll try to get a name, see if she comes down to our side of the ice and turns around. At the puck now, it's Ramette. That's Chloe Ramette. She's on our roster as 23. She's actually 32.
All right, no worries there. I'll update that here with 6 minutes to go in the third period.
Better late than never, as they say.
Well, part of the thing is we've been calling 17 and 28 most of the game. We haven't had a whole lot of other players for the Panthers.
Yeah,
Not that they haven't been out there.
Yeah, those two have been fantastic for the Panthers this morning.
And speaking of that, you're not seeing them out here on the power play, which giving, I like this, giving some of the other Panther players an opportunity to play.
Yeah, get some specialty time.
Yep. I like the decision to do that and, see what they can generate offensively. As that puck fanned on at the near post.
And another penalty called on the Cyclones for a trip. So it's going to be a 2-man advantage for 37 seconds.
A conversation there between Farley and the Cyclones player going to the box. I believe that's number 16. That's Luisa Marietta heading to the box. So 37 seconds, as you said, remaining on the first penalty. Two-person advantage for, they have to take one off.
Cyclones didn't want to go out there with only 3.
All right, now Strakas is out there. So Strakas and Callahan are out there for the two-person advantage. So that almost seems unfair.
So we got a message from Bob Swetland, Luciana, his great niece. He's watching from the Oregon coast, watching from the west coast of the United States, watching Luciana Pilati pitch a shutout here through 2.5 periods so
Very
far.
nice, yeah. A lot of people commenting from family members or friends of Luciana Pilati. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for watching, whether you're a Cyclones, Lady Cyclones fan or
just a hockey
fan. Panthers fan or, Where are you, Arturo? Ooh, that one.
Right on the doorstep.
Yeah, deflected on that there, and nice save made by Parker Denoyer.
And Casey Ude from the point, and I think that was on Kalen Solis, who was right there on the doorstep, not able to tap it home, but a nice play.
10 seconds remaining on the first penalty to the Cyclones, and then it'll be another minute 20 remaining on the second penalty. That puck thrown over to the far boards. That's going to be kept in by Victor Burton. Shot. It goes wide of the near post. Minute 7 remaining. First penalty is over. Minute 4 on the second penalty. Here's Strakas. Centers. Shot. Oh, that one whistled in by Callahan.
Yeah, that went the other way. So finally, Madison Strakas is on the assist end of the goal ledger as she assists Elsie Callahan for goal number 5. And those two, Eric, have been really, really impressive through almost 3 periods.
Looking for my pen. I found it, and thanks for the backup.
You're welcome. You come prepared.
Yes.
Yeah, Elsie Callahan, number 17, and Madison Strakas, number 28 in white, putting on a show here at the Franklin Park Ice Arena. 4 goals for Madison Strakas, 1 goal for Callahan, but Callahan set up each of the 4 goals by Madison Strakas.
So the coach waited until it was a 2-person advantage to break out that pairing again.
Yeah.
5-0 lead here for Franklin Park, down to 4:01 remaining as the Cyclones put the puck on the net there. I'd like to see the Cyclones at least get one in the back of the net here to at least get the scoreboard. They've had some chances.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, it's you want there to be results from the effort, right? And we're seeing the effort from the Cyclones. They're getting a lot of good opportunities. They're just getting stonewalled at every opportunity by Pilati. So, but yeah, you would like to see them get one for their efforts because they are playing a decent hockey game. They're getting some opportunities. They just can't get the puck in the net.
Here's Farley for the Panthers, rings it below the goal line, and be picked up by Gianosa, and then chipped back out to the far point, kept in. Nice job, flipped on net, wide of the far post. Gianosa tries to backhand it, and then she'll change direction, throw it over to the far boards. That'll be Olivia Koski. Back inside Panthers territory, Farley backhands it out. Luisa Marietta. Out now over to the near boards. Panthers are going to get there first, however. That was Gianosa. And now below the goal line, Kayla Lapine. Lapine battling. Throws it, trying to get it over to Farley, but it's knocked outside the zone. Out to center. Koski had it for a moment. And now Lapine, Kayla Lapine, throws it down low on net. And DeNoyer will just hold on for the faceoff with 2:18 remaining. We have running clock going on right now. With the 5-goal lead, I wasn't aware of that. So
I thought it was more than that,
yeah,
honestly.
So running clock, 5-0 lead for Franklin Park here in this girls 14U matchup. Thrown over to the near boards by Alyssa Kovac. And kept in by Uday. Now changing directions on it is Kennedy Sullivan. She tries to punch it outside the zone, unable to. And below the goal it goes once more. Rhea Klein. Klein along the near boards. Had it one-handed it for a moment there. And then throws it inside the zone. Victor Burton throws it to the far boards. And on net, as that was directed by Ella Conley, and just covered up there by Luciana Pilati. As we're getting near 1 minute to play, we're going to have a draw to the right of Luciana Pilati with 1:06 to go. 5-0 lead for Franklin Park, running clock scenario. Cyclones take possession of the draw. The Panthers regain possession and throw it out to center. That hit the back of the skate of Jankowski. Melissa Jacobowski, I should say. Now she'll track it back down. Tries to ring it outside the zone, battling there. And then it comes out to Pullman. Pullman deflected, and Pilati did a nice job just casually tracking that one, even on the deflection. Conley digs it out again, throws it towards the net. She had help there, did Pilati. Down to 23 seconds. Panthers will bring it inside the zone. Conley gathered up for a moment. Jacobowski has it. Now Gianosa. That one knocked down by the Cyclones defender. 7 seconds remaining. Thrown outside the zone. We're going to call icing.
They're
No,
going to
let that go.
Yeah, okay.
As time winds down. I was hoping they would be a little slow on the trigger, and they were. Final score here.
Really impressive, Eric.
Yeah.
This Franklin Park Panthers girls team, really impressive offensively today. A couple of high-end talented players on that team, and you can see they're having fun out there as they get ready for the post-game handshake. But like what we saw from the Cyclones too, Eric, they struggled on special teams. They gave up a couple of shorthanded goals, and they ran into a hot goalie. Frankly, Luciana Pilati was fantastic.
Yes, she was excellent. And hats off to Parker DeNoyer. That early going in that game, she was the one who's keeping the Cyclones in it. She made several tough saves, and so I wouldn't put much on Parker DeNoyer here. It's just that's a very talented Franklin Park team. Obviously, Madison Straukas and Elsie Callahan, the names you heard the most, but several other talented players on that Franklin Park team as they win this game today, 5-0. Well, that'll do it here for game one. Game two will be coming up here. Aaron will have the call on that one. It'll be a 19U matchup between the Hawks 19U team and the Franklin Park Panthers 19U. Coming up, as you mentioned, well past 12:30-ish now. Aaron.
Yes, well past 12:30-ish. We'll talk to you in about 15 or 20.
All right. So long, folks. And thanks for tuning in. Let me do one else wrap up here with the comments. A lot of them. People checking in from California, from St. Louis. Thank you for the comments there from the Farley family and Gianosa and everyone who's tuned in. And love the praises about Parker DeNoyer. And Linda, I am going with, she is going to have the nickname Parker the Denier Denoyer.
There
So
you
I think
go.
that's a good
Love it.
goalie nickname
Love
for
it.
her. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. Thank you to the Panthers and the Cyclones parents and family for watching, and we'll see you in a little bit here for Hawks versus